Hey, hello, and welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Priyanka. I am a law of attraction practitioner and an energy healer. Today, I am going to talk about two emotions that can, really take away the effects of our LOA practice and our Ho'oponopono prayer that we do as part of our daily routine, which I have been telling in most of my videos. And these two emotions are very common emotions. And most importantly, we don't realize that we are actually nurturing these emotions because they are not very, they are not very obvious. They are not right on the surface, but deep down under most negative emotions, these are the ones which are actually the playing undercurrents. So these two emotions that I'm going to talk about is resentment and guilt. Actually, if you ask me, they are two sides of the same coin. Resentment is something that we hold against a certain person or a certain situation which has happened in the past, and we don't let it go. We don't forgive and them. And guilt is something we have. It's mainly guilt is an emotion that is created because we have done something in the past that we were not very proud of. And trust me, all of us have things, we have done things which we are not proud of, we were not very proud of. And guilt is something that you hold against yourself. So one is what you hold towards others, and another is what you hold against yourself. So resentment and guilt are two emotions which, if you don't uproot them, from the depths of your subconscious mind, it starts creating roadblocks in your manifestations and slows down the process of slows down the creative process. So I am going to talk about two techniques by which you can, remove these emotions as and when they come up, or as and when you feel, unsettled, but you don't know what is that emotion which is causing you that feeling of being unsettled. So just remember, it could be one of these two emotions, resentment or guilt. And even though you are not able to recognize what emotion is causing you to feel this sort of unsettled feeling, you start clearing these emotions, and you will see that you will start to settle down, and you will start to see that your energy field is clearing up. Okay. So the first one, of course, is a very obvious one, which I have been talking about in most of my videos, that is Ho'oponopono prayer. So you can start chanting Ho'oponopono for the resentment that you hold and the guilt, any guilt that you hold. And you don't really have to be specific. If nothing comes to your mind, you can do this just for the emotion of resentment, for the emotion of guilt. You don't really have to stitch it back to a particular situation that you're holding resentment against, or a particular situation for which you still feel guilty. All right. And if you do, then please go ahead, keep that situation in mind and do Ho'oponopono for these two emotions, keeping that situation in the background. That's easier, simpler. But if you don't, you can just do it about these two emotions. So that's the first technique, which you already know. Okay. So it's just a revision of some of my other Ho'oponopono videos. The other one is a technique which is more effective, I feel, but it requires a little bit of time. So you just, like Ho'oponopono prayer, you can do it anytime during the day, but this technique is best done in the night before you go to sleep, or whatever time you go to sleep. Okay, if you have a day where your sleep times are different. So just before your sleep time, get yourself into a meditative mode. You know how to get into a meditative mode. You know how to get into a hypnotic trance. I have covered these in some of my videos. And what you need to do is, once you are in that meditative mode, just think of a situation that, or an individual that you hold certain resentment about. Okay, just imagine that particular situation that may have happened in the past, and you just go back there. You imagine yourself in that particular situation of the past, and you just clear it away. You just clear it away in the sense you tell that person that you do a Ho'oponopono prayer then, and then you do a conversational Ho'oponopono with that situation or person, and you simply just let it go. You seek forgiveness and you just let it go. Similarly, for any feelings of guilt as well, just go back to the past. Imagine yourself with a certain person or in a certain situation where you felt you could have acted in ways that you didn't at that point in time, and just correct the action at that point in time, in that hypnotic trance, or in that meditative state. So I came across a very beautiful definition of guilt, and this was on Elmer O. Junior Locke's channel. And this is actually written, this was actually from Neville Goddard's, one of his books. And it says, there is no right or wrong. There are only effective and less effective / functional ways to achieve a certain goal or intention. There is therefore no reason to hold on to an old feeling of guilt as long as you learn the lessons from it. When you were 23 and made that one mistake, you didn't know any better. Now you know better. You were young, inexperienced, and ignorant compared to now. So this is how Neville Goddard defines guilt, and this is why he says that there is no point. It is very, very unwise. It's very ignorant of us to hold on to guilt, because there is no such thing where you have wronged somebody. It is just that you didn't know any better way of dealing with that particular situation. Okay, so this was about guilt. And resentment, on the other hand, Neville Goddard says that no resentments are justified. No matter what, you can feel that somebody was unfair with you, somebody treated you poorly. No matter what happened, maybe life was very unfair with you, but irrespective, it was a situation, it is gone away, it's done, it's over, you just can't go back. So it is extremely unwise for you to be holding on to that feeling of resentment. Therefore, don't hold resentments, don't hold guilt, just release them in a hypnotic trance or a meditative state by going back into that past situation and acting out whatever you would have done now if it would have happened to you now. Do a Ho'oponopono if a certain person is concerned in the trance. Do a conversational Ho'oponopono. Even if it is a situation, you can do a conversational Ho'oponopono right in the trance. Release guilt and resentment. Come back or sleep off, doze off to sleep, and you will see that many other things will start working. If you're doing Ho'oponopono in your waking life for some particular situation or an individual or whatever in your life, you'll start seeing that your manifestations are speeding up 5x, 10x. Okay, just because these two emotions we don't realize, and they keep us held back many times. So I think this is going to be useful for all of you. Do this and see how you feel. And I have personally got tremendous results from cleaning away these two emotions. Okay, so please do try this out and then come back to my video and share your results. I will be very excited to hear from you. Till then, bye-bye.